You know, sometimes the most profound lessons come from the most unexpected places. Today, we're jumping into this amazing story from a system engineer in Japan, and it's all about a philosophy where, believe it or not, the most important part of the day wasn't cranking out code. It was about where to eat lunch. Yeah, you heard that right. It's called the strategic lunch theory.
Whoa, right? Just imagine walking into a tech office and the first thing you hear is someone saying that. It's such a great hook, isn't it? It immediately clues you in that this is not going to be your standard run-of-the-mill story about software development. This is about something deeper, the culture behind the code.
So, let's get into it. Our narrator, the engineer at the heart of this story, suddenly found themselves up against a wall. And this challenge? It had zero to do with programming languages or server architecture. Nope, it was all about people.
So you see the journey here. They start as a junior coder, put in the years, and boom, 7 years later, they're suddenly a team lead. And that's a huge shift, right? The job just wasn't about the technical stuff anymore. Code reviews, handling incidents. All of a sudden, it was about leading people, connecting with their junior colleagues, a whole new ballgame.
And that's when it really clicked, that big aha moment. Look, having the technical chops is one thing, but actually making a team successful, that's a whole different skill set. You just can't build amazing complex systems by yourself. It takes a real team, one that's connected and actually talks to each other.
Okay, so the setting for this whole revelation is this one specific district in Japan, and it turns out this place created a really unique and surprisingly complicated problem for the team every single day.
Their office was smack in the middle of Koto City, a place just jam-packed with incredible food options. You'd think that's a dream come true, right? Well, what sounds like a great perk actually turned into a daily headache. It was the classic paradox of choice playing out in real time.
I mean, just think about it for a second. You've got famous ramen shops, you've got cheap and amazing Chinese restaurants, you've got fancy hotel lunches, heck, you could even grab bento boxes and eat in the park. With all those choices on the table, the simple question of, so where are we going for lunch, basically turned into a daily committee meeting. Someone had to step up and actually design the lunch experience.
And this is the pivot. This is where our engineer turns this daily annoyance into, get this, a super powerful management tool. They found their secret weapon, not in some new piece of software or a fancy framework, but in a simple, everyday meal.
So let's just pause and think about this. If your job is staring at a computer screen all day, talking to machines, how important does that real human connection become? It's not just some fluffy nice to have, is it? It becomes absolutely essential. And here it is, the big idea, the strategic lunch theory. What this does is it completely reframes that 1-hour lunch break. You stop seeing it as just downtime, and you start seeing it as this condensed, super focused opportunity to actually build your organization, one meal at a time. It's brilliant. And this isn't just theory, right? This approach has some really practical payoffs. First, it's a chance to just read the room, get a feel for the team's vibe. Second, it creates this safe space where the junior engineers actually feel comfortable sharing what's really on their minds. And third, you can use it to build bridges with other teams that you rely on. It's basically management at its most human level. By the way, if you're enjoying this, it would be awesome if you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Arte, plucked on.
But here's the thing. The real genius of this whole idea isn't about finding the tastiest ramen. It's about something much deeper. It's about understanding what engineers, and honestly, what all of us, really truly value.
You've probably heard this before, right? A lot of engineers will tell you, I don't really care about the food. But our narrator says, hold on, that's only half the story. The deeper truth is, while the exact flavor of the broth in their ramen might not be the top priority, the experience of who they're sharing that ramen with, that's everything. So what this really means is that it doesn't matter if it's a fancy hotel lunch to celebrate a big win or just a quick bento box in the park, the goal is always the same. You're designing an environment that gets people talking and helps build those real connections.
In this quote, man, this just captures the payoff perfectly. The most memorable meal, the one that really mattered, wasn't the fanciest or the most expensive. It was a simple bowl of ramen, slurped down with a junior colleague after a brutally long day. And in that moment, with the shared exhaustion and maybe a little laughter, the team lead just knew, okay, this team is going to work. That's the moment that theory stopped being an idea and became a real feeling.
So this whole story offers such a powerful insight, and it really ends by turning things around and posing a challenge to all of us. So here's the challenge. What if you did this just once a week? Just one single, intentionally designed lunch. Not every day, that's too much, just one. Can you imagine the difference that one purposeful meal could make for your own team? So the big takeaway is pretty clear, right? Real team building doesn't just happen at those big planned offsites or informal meetings. It happens in these tiny, everyday moments. It's about looking at time that seems inefficient and redefining it as a crucial investment in your people. The clues to making your whole organization stronger, they're all around you, hidden in your daily routines. And hey, if you've stuck with us this far, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button one more time. It's a huge help. Click on. And that leaves us with this final, really provocative question to think about. We live in this age of optimizing everything for peak efficiency, right? So is your team's lunch break just another chore to get through as fast as possible? Or could it be the single most strategic investment you make all day? The answer, I think, is out there for you to discover.